Hi. Today we are going to touch a very important subject, the principle or the laws that governs the universe. Everything is governed by a certain law. Even if you can take a shoe and throw it up, it is bound to obey the laws of gravity. It must come down. Same applies with us as human beings. It is important for us to understand certain principles or certain laws that governs our lives. There are quite a number of principles. Some they say there are major principles, major laws, and there are minor laws. Well, that could also be true. Some say there are 9 laws, 7 laws, 3 principles. Some say there are 12 principles. For the sake of this conversation, let us stick to the 12 principles that governs the universe. You see, the force of life, both untamed and uncontrolled, that belongs to the principle of the ram. The firstborn, which is the pioneer, the leader, that is in search and in pursuit of the land where he can build his wealth, that belongs to the first principle, because this is the universe started through the principle of fire. Fire is the principle of creativity. Hence we link it with the ram or the sun sign of Aries. The second principle is that one that settled the land, that was discovered by the firstborn, that was discovered by the ram. This very second principle's purpose is to cultivate the discovered land and use its resources so that the practical necessities of life are fulfilled. So it is very imperative that we understand the application, how to apply this principle, the second principle of the universe. That is very important. Even on ourselves, our natal chart, our birth chart, when one wants to check and decide how is the second principle unfolding, what do? We look at the Taurian principle, the second principle that governs our life. Perhaps from the biblical point of view, we could say that Adam is the first principle, then the second principle is the Garden of Eden. Taurus is the power. It tells us and teaches us the power to provide necessary roots so that the seed from the life force of the first principle will grow into a strong and a permanent tree trunk. By saying this, I'm trying to demonstrate that the very second principle, the earth principle, is closely linked with the first principle, represented by the ram. In the second principle, this is where we discover our wealth. This is where we are capable of identifying the nature of this wealth. What is this wealth? How does it unfold? When will it unfold? I'm sure you have heard somebody saying, I wonder when I will be rich. Probably everybody wants to be rich, but not everybody is willing to go down and dig deeper in finding and in trying to find out what is lying there. Each and every one of us has that level of wealth. Actually, when we came When we entered this incarnation, we entered carrying resources. We came with our hands, our little hands clenched. Those little fists were clenching something symbolically. That was the wealth we entered this incarnation with. What kind of wealth? Perhaps that we can get into a bit later. But the truth of the matter is, we enter this incarnation with a certain level of wealth. One can go to any professional astrologer and ask a professional astrologer to show you, where is my Taurus? Where is my second principle? Where is my wealth? That trained professional will be able to articulate with clear distinction what is it, what kind of wealth you entered this world with. You see, constantly trying to thrust our energy out into the world, sometimes too forcefully, or trying to get rich no matter what, trying to gain things, and possess things. We suddenly think that can be easily done, that can easily be attained. But the truth of the matter is, it is by looking at the second principle where we can emerge even richer, stronger, and better. It is my belief that everybody is rich. The question is that the very person, is he or she prepared to look down at the resources that he's got, that she's got? It is quite important to look seriously at the sign. Should we, and when we have decided, now it is time to get rich, it is time to use my resources in a way that will sustain me, just as we are the living and the walking mind, the rich mind. This is what we have for you today. Remember, my Africa, you are intelligent, you are powerful, and you are beautiful. Let nobody take away